had a tournament 2 weeks ago in Sarasota, and we take my youngest kid. We play this game. We lose 9-0. There's a game on Sunday.
Okay, what sport?
It's soccer.
Okay.
We play on Sunday. And by the way, to see this guy, he's like a Middle Eastern Bo Jackson, if you see him. He looks like that guy, his body.
Really?
At 10 years old. At 11, he just turned 11 a few days ago. But we're on a drive back, and we have a very serious conversation together with the two of them. And I said, look, in life, my experience is the following. Because my dad would always say, he would say, give him a phone, give him something, let him make a video on YouTube. I said, Dad, I don't believe in that. He says, what do you mean? I said, did you give me dumbbells to lift weights to want to be Mr. Olympia? Did you do that? No, I picked it up. You didn't work out. Did anybody have to give you anything to learn how to make makeup? My dad was a chemist. He dropped out of 8th grade. He was a chemist. He made makeup for Max Factor, Nivea, in Iran. That's what he did. And then he went to work for GE, I want to say, in Iran. And he said, no. I said, so drive back with the boys. I said, guys, in life, my experience, there's 3 different types of people. There's those that are interested in something, but not committed. There are those who are committed, but not obsessed. And then there are those who are interested, committed, and obsessed in something they're doing. Those people that are trifectas, you can't get in their way. They're going to do it. To the person who's obsessed, I have to take the camera away from you because you want to make a video. I have to take the soccer ball away from you saying, go to sleep. I have to take it away from you because you don't want to give it up because you're so obsessed, right? And I'm having this conversation, waiting. And by the way, yesterday we had this one soccer coach we hired to kind of work with. He's from Brazil, and he's Ronaldo's son's coach. He's one of the coaches that goes and trains over there in wherever he's at, not Qatar, in Saudi, I think. And this guy, very, very good at what he does, and he's sizing up Dylan, and he's watching him very closely. And while I'm talking about Dylan, my youngest daughter is sitting here listening to the entire conversation for 35 minutes, 40 minutes. She's like, hey, Daddy. I said, yeah, babe. Just, I'm obsessed with bakery. I'm obsessed with baking. I said, really? She says, I am. How about if I start a shop? I know you, Dylan, soccer, this and that. I said, what about it? I want to be. And she loves that kind of stuff. You know what's great about it? The fact that she has the pride to say, what about me?
Yes.
And by the way, I got 4 kids, 2 boys, 2 girls. You have no clue who's going to be the rock star 30 years from now.
No, you don't.
You have no idea who's going to do anything.
You just give them all the opportunity.
You just give them all the opportunities.
They determine the outcome.
And you decide what levels you want to take in and how big you want to go. And the one thing I love, what Kobe said is, about, I don't know if it was Kobe or somebody else. This is what I always tell to my kids repeatedly. I say, hey, guys, listen. If you become a billionaire, you become a millionaire, you become an athlete, you become a president, if you become a governor, if you become whoever you want to become, you don't need to do nothing for me to love you. Nothing. That is given. It's permanent. You don't need to earn it. You got that? It's hands down signed. You can go cash a check. That love is permanent. Now, if you want to hear those magical words, at what levels that it took me nearly 30 years to hear from my dad and my mom, which is what I'm proud of you, and they mean it, that you're going to need to get to work. Those are 2 different things. But one of them is for the rest of your life. You don't need to wonder if I'm loving you or not. And that's the part with parenting sometimes where nowadays, with all the stuff that's going on with schools, you can try to put them in anything that they're doing, but you got to kind of allow them to go. Like the other day, one of my kids, he got into trouble. The principal calls, hey, your son did something today. What happened? He punched a kid and he wasn't supposed to. And he said his father said that I'm like, yeah, I've told him to defend himself.
You got to defend yourself.
Says, well, we just wanted to make sure you said this. Of course I said this. And you can know I've said it about all my kids. I said, but I'm going to have a conversation with them to see what happened. We'll follow up. Sometimes they're going to screw up and you're like, hey, you screwed up. You got to man up and go take responsibility. But the other stuff is going to be on them. And like the story you're saying, $5,000 lottery, you want to go open up a Subway, you don't, but you're going to create your own shop and all this. And then you end up becoming a 55th speaker. Freaking, that's not an easy thing to do. That's a pretty hard thing to do.
I've went 15 rounds. Okay, so I went, as speaker, they invited me to Israel to speak at the 75th anniversary of Knesset. So I go to Jordan to see the king before, and I take a bipartisan group. We go to Israel. Then we go down to Egypt to see a Sisi. Then we go into Italy and see the Pope and the Prime Minister. We come back. I go walking in to see a Sisi in Egypt. The first thing he says to me? I watched all 15 rounds. What happens in America, people pay attention to. And I'll leave it with this.
Wow.
I know we've gone a long time. I tell my children, I have never lost. I said, what do you mean? I said, I've never lost. I've either won or learned. I've never lost. And if you have the mindset, look, I didn't get an Ivy League degree, but I'll put myself against anybody because I won't give up. And in the country, we're not guaranteed the outcome. We're guaranteed the opportunity. Is what we make of it. And I always find the different books that I read, the most interesting part are where somebody stumbled. America's the most forgiving country. They're the one. Becoming speaker, I could have had speaker before. When we were in the majority, Boehner leaves and I stumbled in an interview. People thought I was going to leave public. We went into the minority. I had to win the majority again. And I won the majority while all the other Republicans were losing. And we won it by electing the most women and most minorities, right? For the Republican Party. And what's interesting to me, I remember going down when I became leader and Trump was president, it was State of the Union, the Democrats had just won the majority. You stand up on both sides, right? And I looked at the Democrats. They looked like America. Different walks of life, different gender, different ages. And we stood up and we were like 98% white male. I thought we just looked like some restricted country club, right? I thought either I'm going to be the leader of a declining party or I have a responsibility to open this party up to new people and new opportunities to be a part of it. And you had to win. I had to win in California and New York. Most people say it's too tough, don't even try. When we won in New York, each party selects somebody to run their campaigns for the NRCC and DCCC. We beat the DCCC chairman. You know who lives in that district? Soros and Clinton. Biden carries by 13 points.
Have you had interaction with Soros, by the way, or no?
Nah, really odd. He's never given me money or wanted to meet me.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
I met Clinton before too, though. But Clinton's a smart man. He can talk a lot of subjects.
This is the USA gear, limited edition for the rest of the year. If you love America, sport this USA gear. On the side it says Future Looks Bright. On the back it says Valuetainment. On the side it's got the American flag. We got the shirts. We got the flip-flops. These are the only flip-flops I wear when I'm at the house and walking the dogs. It feels amazing with the gel in it. So if you love America, if you believe the future looks bright, if you love Valuetainment, click on the link above or below. Go wear some of the gear and tag us because we share the pictures on the podcast all the time. So go to vtmerch.com and place your order.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.